Welcome back to the Tahoe Real Estate Show. Carl Hasty joins us today from the Tahoe Transportation District. Carl, you've been very generous donating some of your time coming in on the show and talking about some of the projects, including the Highway 50 project. But more importantly, we want to talk a little bit about affordable housing and how it affects the community here at South Lake Tahoe.
Well, as you know, affordable housing has become very much a large issue today, both up here at Tahoe as well as off the hill. And for our workforce and us experiencing it as an employer, firsthand, this is a big deal. We need more affordable housing at all economic ranges. That's primary housing.
If you're an employer here in this town, the message is loud and clear. So how is the Tahoe Transportation District involved in that process here in the community?
Well, we're approaching this in a couple of ways. One is the US 50 South Shore Community Revitalization Project really kind of opened our eyes to this first and foremost. And then what we began to experience as an employer and looking at this more wholly is like, wow, there's a thing called transit-oriented development that's been a goal around here for many, many years, but nobody's done it. And that's a real connection for us. That's a real nexus for us in our transit system. So this is why we're interested and why we're focusing on this.
Can we talk about the revitalization project, from a 30,000-foot level?
You bet.
What does it look like?
You bet. Well, the project itself, really has gotten us, as I noted, looking at housing a whole lot more. We had made a commitment originally to replace all the housing that we would have to acquire, all the units. At that time, we were looking at about 76 units. Right now, what we're looking at is bumping that up to 102, what we call deed-restricted low-income housing units. But we're looking beyond that as well, and trying to do more and inviting the private sector in to join us on that project so that we can actually provide more primary housing than that if we can.
I would think it would be safe to say that you're taking a leadership role in this project, being its importance to the South Shore community.
We are the lead for the project, and we're working right now to bring that forward to decision so we can move on to the next phase. We've made a commitment there that we would do the replacement housing first, and so we're eager to get on with that.
What's the primary benefit from a workforce having affordable housing to the community?
Well, affordable housing as primary housing for a community allows us to support a good, healthy resident population. And again, as an employer, having our workforce here rather than commute in really becomes important. So to the local economy, it's really important. The environmental benefits, especially if they're connected to transit centers and close to services, then that's an environmental benefit. There's the quality of life benefit to the community by having that more full-time resident population here as well. And so those are the reasons that the housing is really important here for us to do and what benefit it brings to the community as a whole.
Carl, I have the benefit of having you come in on a pretty regular basis, donating your time. I also get to talk to you off camera. People want more information on the project and Tahoe Transportation District's role in the project. Where's a good resource?
Well, our website is a great place to go for that, and you can find all kinds of information about the US 50 project as well as other projects, our transit service and what we're providing, and some contact information is there too.
Carl, can you stay with us for maybe one more interview?
You bet. Be happy to. Thank you.
Stay tuned. More of the Tahoe Real Estate Show with Carl Hasty from the Tahoe Transportation District coming up after the break.